Hi, everybody. Alberto Contreras here. Today we have another live show for everybody watching. Today we have two special guests. We have Timur Taluy, CEO of ProTax Pro, and Carlos Lopez, CEO of Latino Tax Pro and Lopez Tax. Hey, Timur. Hey, Carlos. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Alberto. Good morning, Timur. How are you?
Great. Good morning, Carlos. Thanks, Alberto, for having us out here. This is super fun.
Yeah, and thank you both for taking time out of your busy day to talk to our members and share your knowledge. Before we get into it, Timur, you want to let the people know who you are and what ProTax Pro does?
Sure. My name's Timur Taluy, and I'm the founder with my brother and my dad of fileyourtaxes.com and ProTax Pro. We develop tax software. We're actually the original company to put tax software online and let tax preparers go onto our ProTax Pro product, file tax returns, send them off to the IRS, all from their web browser in their home or wherever they are. So, we've had almost 25 years now developing tax software, and it's a fun business to be in.
Cool. All right. And you, Mr. Lopez, you want to let people know who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, I'm the founder and CEO of Latino Tax Pro. We're the premier tax and bookkeeping training organization in this field. We specialize in bilingual education. We also specialize in setting up a virtual training center for anyone who wants to expand their business. If you want to grow your business, we have the model. I'm also the founder of Lopez Tax Service. We have 6 offices. We actually have 7 now, and we prepare close to 10,000 tax returns. So we have decided to share that knowledge with our members and customers through Latino Tax Pro.
It's a lot of tax returns.
A lot.
For everybody watching, if you have any questions or comments or want to let us know anything, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. And we have Luis Spada here already saying, hi, friends.
Hey, Luis.
Hey, Luis.
Heard you on the call this morning with the IRS.
Okay, cool. Before we get into any of that IRS talk, Timur, can you go over some of those filing season statistics so we could let the tax pro know kind of where they rank with everybody else?
So here I'm going to share my screen, Alberto. Let me know if it comes through. But this is the IRS website, and the most recent statistics for this year are up on the screen. So if you see right now, as of the first week of May, the IRS is down 10% of returns received, and they haven't processed 15%. So I think you all know the IRS service centers and processing centers were closed. So the IRS hasn't been opening mail, hasn't been processing paper returns. They haven't been processing amended returns. I bet they found a way to take our checks if we mailed in checks, but the processing of paper returns and amended returns haven't been happening. So if we look at just e-file returns, which is most of our business, tax professionals are down 18%. So that still means 1 out of 5 of your customers probably haven't come into the office yet. So if you're looking at your business is down 10% or 20%, you're right within range. There's still a lot of taxpayers out there that haven't come in. Once they heard the IRS extended the tax deadline till July 15th from April 15th, a lot of people said, forget it. I'm not going to go into my tax preparer's office. I'm going to wait out for a little while. And you still have, like I said, almost 1 out of 5 of those people waiting. What's interesting, though, and we talked about it last time when Carlos and I got together, was that, the number of refunds are down. We would have thought that folks that wanted their refund would be out there filing and getting their refunds. but those are surprisingly down. And actually, the number of balance due, it's not on this screen, but the screen we looked at last week, a couple weeks ago, showed the number of balance due taxpayers down. Are you seeing that, Carlos, too? A little slowdown in business after they extended that tax deadline?
Yeah, Timur, most of our later tax season, we have the first peak, which is all the refunds, and then we have our second peak, which are the business returns and people that owe money. That part is way down. And I know it's because they're just saying, hey man, what's the rush? We have until July 15th to make the payment, the first estimated payments. So let's keep the money in the bank, earning 0.01% interest before we pay our taxes.
I don't know about you. I love looking at my bank account and seeing my tax money still there, right?
Yeah, it's nice to hold on to it as long as you can, Of course, your mattress isn't the best place for you to keep your money, Timur.
What? Huh?
And with those numbers there, Timur, total returns received, it's 10% less. Mr. Lopez, does that match the Lopez tax numbers? Are they kind of the same?
It actually does. It matches it almost to the decimal on there. And I know that if we're matching this, there's a lot of agencies that are way low than this. We've had people call us up and say, hey, we're down 40% this year. What do we do? What's next for us? And so that's why, we've been pounding for years. You should become either a training center or offer auxiliary or ancillary products, bookkeeping, sales tax, payroll, and so on.
Yeah, one of the things.
Yeah, and for everybody watching, go ahead, Timur.
I was going to say, one of the things that we've been pushing folks is that ancillary services, Carlos. Our software supports filing of W-2s and 1099s. So for folks that get into bookkeeping, they can do the after the fact W-2 and 1099 filing with us. The other thing, is you see that self-prepared, that's bumped up a little bit. It might be because a lot of folks are coming in to file those EIP returns. I think that number includes the couple million people that came in that don't normally file a tax return but want to register for that EIP or for the stimulus. But, we offer, and a couple other software companies offer it too, the ability to make your website a lead generation tool for your business. So if someone thinks they want to go file their taxes online, with our ProTax Pro software and a couple other tax softwares, you can put a link on your website so that when you advertise in your church or your community, folks that want to do it themselves can still come to your website, start a tax return there. And if those folks get confused or need help, they're going to reach out to you and you can convert them into a customer. So just like Carlos is talking about other services, even offering do-it-yourself tax services through our product would be a good way to make your marketing dollar go farther. If you're advertising your church or your community group, half those folks are already doing their taxes online. If you can get them through your channel when they have a life change, they get married, divorced, or they have a question, they're going to come to you because they already trust you in the community, and you're going to have a way to grow your business more quickly. So even some tools like that, look around at yourself and your tax business and see if there's ways to do it.
Perfect. There's some rumors going around that tax season might get extended even farther. People are saying maybe November, December. What do you think about that, Timur? You think that's true?
Let's cross our fingers and hope not. How crazy would it be doing taxes in December, getting ready for the next filing season? I'd be at Tax Fest doing tax returns. We have a tax practice in our office too. I know Tax Fest is coming up the middle of December, so I'd be over there, scribbling out signatures on tax returns to mail them in. But fortunately, that rumor hasn't gone anywhere, and hopefully it doesn't. What have you heard, Carlos?
Yeah, I don't think it will go anywhere. Once again, the media is giving us their opinion, which most of the time is worthless. Stick to the facts. I don't think they're going to do it again. This is bad enough. This is shaken up. Everything is shaken up right now. And to add in another deadline, come on. That's not even realistic. But then again, I'm not a politician, and my view of what's realistic is probably a lot different than theirs. But I don't think there's going to be one. Another extension, that is.
Yeah, we could just hope that it doesn't keep getting extended. Let's talk about the PPP loans real quick. Mr. Lopez, did a lot of your small business clients know about these, and did they apply for them, or did they come for you and Lopez Tax to help them?
Yes, what we did was when the president signed the bill on Friday, over the weekend, Congress and everybody else was working on the guidelines. So on that Monday, we sent out a massive email to all of our clients about business clients to apply for this loan, because I knew that it was going to be a massive onslaught in the beginning. So by the time I got to my application, which I think was 10 o'clock in the morning, there was already 280,000 applicants ahead of me. And then when I helped out one of my clients that came in later that day, it was already at 330,000 applicants the first 4 hours of the day. So I went, whoa, good thing I applied for this. And then it was kind of funny because they wanted everything on electronically. You could not walk into a bank. So the form that I got wasn't a portable PDF that you could fill in. I had to print it out, fill it in by hand, scan it, and then upload it. And that's the form I got in the very end, was that same one. And in the beginning, it took a while because everybody was getting all the bugs worked out. So it took about a couple of weeks to get that loan. And you just have to be real careful with it. You're supposed to use 75% of it for your payroll. And I had clients ask me, I had to lay off my people because of the stay-at-home order. Because this guy is a building service maintenance contractor, and he told me 40% of the businesses that he cleans closed. So what do, man? 40% of your business just evaporates. So he had to lay all those people off. And then he asked me, what do I do? Do I hire them back and pay them for not working? Oh.
Yeah, that's hard. What I see though is Nancy Pelosi just said that they want to change the rules on that forgiveness clause, because like restaurants and hairdressers and folks like that got some of the money, like you said, they can't work. So what are they supposed to do? And so they've been saying they need more time. And so it sounds like Congress might, I mean, like I said, like you said, Carlos, I'm not a politician either, and no one knows what's happening, but they might extend that time so folks will have a better opportunity to hire those folks back when there is work. And the other thing that I've noticed, I've talked to a couple of my clients. Again, we do taxes in the office here and there. And a lot of the Schedule C filers don't know they're eligible.
Yeah.
Have you seen that too, Carlos?
Whoa.
Yeah, well, they weren't eligible at first. They added them in a little bit later. Because, at first, man, everything was changing almost hourly. Timur, you remember that. Every time you'd go on the website, there'd be something different on there. But at first they weren't, but now they are.
But I think tax preparers could do a real service to their Schedule C filers.
Oh, yeah.
And just educate them and say, hey, you may or may not have gotten an EIP or a stimulus check, but you're a Schedule C filer and this program's out there and available to you. And you should reach out to your bank and learn how to do it, because that could put some money in pockets of small businesses that really need it. And the fact that you file a Schedule C makes you a small business.
It's true.
Yeah, and then not just that, but then you're looking out for your clients, which just solidifies that relationship. They're gonna be like, man, my tax preparer came in with all this knowledge, they're my trusted advisor.
Yeah.
We have a quick comment here from Diego. He's saying, hi, I have never prepared taxes and I want to start preparing taxes for individuals. Which course do you have for me?
Well, first of all, I would recommend getting a software package that's easy to use, online, and reasonably priced, and that would be Timur's ProTax Pro software. And we have a special right now. But since you're new to the business, we can set you up with a, now if you're in California, it's a different set of rules. You need to pass the California Tax Education Council 60-hour qualifying course. And then we can still set you up with Timur software. But that's what we recommend you to do. Our course is online. It's video prompting. So you don't have to read a bunch of books. Just watch the videos, answer the questions, and you'll be good to go.
And you know, one of the things, we actually did a program with our local community college where we had a bunch of accounting students that wanted to learn tax, just kind of similar to what you're talking about, Diego. And we did that. We gave them a copy of our software. We gave them the 60-hour California education that Carlos talked about, but we also signed them up for a Latino Tax Pro VIP membership. Because in your first year of doing taxes, a lot of tax returns are easy to do. Like our software will walk you through it, but then you'll run into some more complicated tax returns where someone might have a depreciation or they may have amortization or some of the more complicated topics that they go through in your 60-hour course that you don't see as often in your office. And so that VIP membership that Latino Tax Pro offers has an Ask a Tax Pro question. So if you run into a problem, you can call them and they'll help you through it. So like Carlos said, you get a nice, easy online software like ProTax Pro, you get a good education package through Latino Tax Pro, but I really consider that ongoing support through the membership that gives you the tools you need to be more successful and grow your business.
Good point, Timur. Yeah, what you're looking for is great, outstanding customer support.
Yeah. Let's talk about CPE hours real quick. With all these shelters in places and social distancing, it seems like conferences aren't going to happen for a while. And a lot of tax pros get their CEs in live person conferences. So what do they have to do now? What are other options that are available to them?
Well, the IRS, we just got off a call with them this morning, the stakeholder liaison in DC, and they're going virtual. I mean, they had one scheduled in the middle of July. There's no way they can do that. They have more through the years, and who knows when, this country's going to open up again. We're slowly seeing it, but we have a lot of issues to work through, especially with the social distancing and, staying at home. So the purpose of learning a new profession, and I've said this before, a lot of people got laid off. I think they said this morning 38 million unemployment claims. I mean, that's a lot. 38 million, that's more than the state of California. I think our population is what, 38 million, 37 million? So just imagine the whole state being out of work.
Hey, Carlos, they just updated the Tax Forum website. I'm going to share it with the group.
Okay, sure.
This will be the first time the Tax Forum website goes live, I think. Here we go. Look, the nationwide Tax Forum will be virtual for 2020.
Wow.
So just like you said,
So
Carlos,
are they going to do multiple virtual events? Because I know they had like one in Dallas and in different cities. Are they going to do one giant virtual event, or are they going to do multiple virtual tax forums?
I don't know. This is
Timur,
all
click
news
on
to
there.
us.
See what that says, FAQs.
Is there I guess each webinar is separate. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, while
Maybe we can
Timur's
have
looking
a
that
whole
up, for everybody watching, leave questions and comments down in the comment section below. Let us know if how behind you are this year compared to last year in tax returns. And also, if you were going to attend one of these IRS shows, well, let us know what you're going to do now or what you have in mind.
Yeah.
Well, here it is. It says that as soon as the schedules are finalized, they'll be posted to the tax forum website. So I guess IRS hasn't decided what the schedule will look like yet. But yeah, as stuff comes out, I mean, I think Latino Tax Pro is one of the first to send out a news release about this. So I'm sure Carlos, you and your team will keep us updated, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then we sent out a email, I believe it was Tuesday, stating that we were going virtual for, so I think.
Yeah, look at this, Alberto. If you already registered for one of the in-person forums, you have the option to transfer that to virtual or ask for a refund. So there you go, Alberto.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Making news here. Guys.
Here's a question that we have. This is for Timur. Do you have a software to deduct payment from the client's refund once approved by the IRS, but not with the bank product?
So the IRS rules say that any tax refund has to be deposited into a bank account in the name of the taxpayer, right? So the way a bank product works is, you know, MetaBank or Green Dot Bank through TPG or EPS, they create a bank account in the taxpayer's name so the IRS money can get received, and then they will deduct the fees and so on and so forth, and then pay the rest either through check or debit card or direct deposit to the taxpayer's account. So as tax preparers, we're not banks. We can't open bank accounts in the taxpayer's name, and so we can't create that netting. I mean, they have that form 8880 where you can split the taxpayer's refund, but it's specifically prohibited for tax preparers to use that to collect fees. And actually, I think the IRS had said a couple of years ago, if there were more than 3 tax refunds to the same account, they would stop issuing those refunds. So if tax preparers were doing it, you know, they're going to cut them off. And so there really isn't a way to do that fee netting service, what it's called, without using a bank product. And unfortunately, you know, there's some free and really low cost options out there through some of the banks. So just check with your software in your bank and look at the other banks and see, you know, what makes sense for your business. That's a service you want to offer.
Have you ran into this situation, Mr. Lopez?
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 software companies that have a, I forget what they call it, $15 or $20, and they'll do a transfer for you. But, you know, you're going to have to go through a bank to get that, to get your fees withdrawn, like Timur said. There's no shortcut around it. So, at least not that I know of and not that Timur knows of. We're in the business.
Okay. We have Ian Gardner saying, thanks for keeping us posted, fellas.
All right, Ian.
Thanks for watching, Ian.
Power to the people.
Yeah.
He's probably on the beach there in Florida watching, Carlos.
Probably is. Probably on the South Beach getting suntanned with a face mask on.
Right, but running his family around a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anaí has a quick question. It's saying, we've been preparing for now 24 years. However, you have really motivated us to grow. How do we start a tax school, or how do we start teaching others? We're in a small town and I don't want to create future competition. Any suggestions?
Yes, we're changing our model this year to a virtual tax training center. So this way you can reach out beyond your small town to look for qualified tax preparers. because the number one issue that we have seen throughout the years is how do I develop a qualified pipeline of tax preparers? And the only way you can do that is to train them or have them trained on your behalf. And then you can interview them based on their performance in class. They show up on time, they complete the homework. More importantly, did they pass? Instead of having everybody drive to your location, because the biggest bottlenecks that we've encountered through the years is I don't have a place big enough. But if you're only training 1 or 2 people, you don't need a big place. Second objection, I'm not a teacher. Well, if you're preparing tax returns for clients, you actually are a teacher because you're teaching your clients about tax preparation, right? And then the third objection is, I don't want to spend the money on the books. We're not selling consumables. We're selling an avenue to making more money. So we'll be glad to help you out. You can call us at our 800 number or go to our website, Latino Tax Pro. We'll be happy to get you started.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll add on to that a little bit too. You know,
go
with our software, we don't charge you unless you're actually doing live returns. So as those people are going through the Latino Tax Pro course, they can have our software where they have their own username and password, can log in and create their own training returns. And so as you're teaching them, you can also be teaching them on the software. And we, like you guys, we have a reseller program. So you can then resell our professional software to those you teach. And one of the big points of your question, I think, was a really good one. How do I not make competitors in my community? Well, if you teach them and give them the software and support them, you can still earn money through that support, through that software sale, and you'll probably give them marketing tools. Even though you're not collecting the prep fee, you're collecting a little something from each one of those folks that are working. And then if you have 5 or 10 of them out in your community working and you're making a little bit off each one, it's like passive income because you're not actually doing those returns, but you're still making money. It's the best way to kind of grow your business and grow your footprint. And our software being online, you don't have to install on their computers. You don't have to be a tech support person. You can actually be a tax support person and let our software take care of all the technical issues.
Cool. So Timur, for your software, they don't need servers. They don't need an IT person. They don't need, because that stuff's expensive.
We actually had a reseller come to us and I said, hey, you want to resell our software? And he looked at it. He spent a bunch of time and he said, this software is great. I said, okay, well then let's start our reseller agreement. He says, well, I'm not going to sell it. I said, wait a minute. You said my software is great. Why aren't you going to sell it? He goes, well, I make a lot of my money doing tech support and helping people with their servers and their networks and you know, their IT. He says, your software is so easy, I'm not going to have anything to do. I said, okay, that makes sense. I guess that's fine. But yeah, being web-based, if you can buy a plane ticket online, you can file a tax return with our professional tax software. You can print checks if you do bank products from your computer. You can meet someone at their home. You can go to Starbucks. Anywhere where there's an internet connection, you can be fully functional helping people with their taxes. And now with the you know, people are afraid to leave their homes or they're at risk, you know, you can put a mask on, you can put gloves on, you can take your laptop in and do someone's tax return in their home or in their backyard. It would really make a lot of sense for preparers who have some at-risk customers they want to do extra service for.
Yeah, and talking about that, is that secure, Timur? Can somebody take their laptop to their local Starbucks, connect to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, and do taxes? I mean, they're dealing with social security numbers, their kids' socials, their income. Is all that secure if they use your software?
So we have a lot of security rules that we follow. Like actually all tax software companies follow the same framework of security, which is the same security framework that the IRS uses and the federal government uses. And so when you log into our tax software, a lot of times it'll make you get your phone and get a text message to your phone, or we'll ask you to install what's called an authenticator app on your phone.
Yeah.
So that every time you log in, you get a special one-time code. And that code, then you have to type in to show that it's you. So even if a, hacker or, fraud person got a hold of your username and password, they wouldn't even be able to access your software. And so being an online software, we know that the software can be accessed from anywhere. And so we have extra precautions in place and extra monitoring to make sure that those usernames and passwords and logins are secure. You're going to see that more and more even in desktop software, because just like you said, if you're at Starbucks using a Wi-Fi, well, what if someone in your office has a Wi-Fi in the office? Or what if they download something from an email or click a link and it's a phishing link, and you don't have your virus scanner updated, or something goes wrong, or using like a screen share that's not a secure screen share, you're putting that risk, and that desktop software is at risk too. So you're going to see over the next few months or years, tax software requiring more of these things that we require to help secure and protect that information. So the short answer is that information is extremely secure. And I've always maintained that an online software, provides a lot of security for tax return information. But to be honest, all of the tax software companies, security is the number one name of the game. And if you don't provide that, that's one of the things that we all do and all do well.
Yeah, you got to have security.
Yeah. This next question is for you, Mr. Lopez. Somebody's saying, how do I grow my tax business? So they've been in business for 3 to 5 years, and they want to start growing, either get a new office or double their clients. What recommendations do you have for them?
The first thing I'd recommend is you're going to have to establish a policies and procedures manual. In other words, you're going to have to create something that as soon as you unlock the door in the morning and push it open or pull it, whatever you have, and walk in, you got to have everything documented until you leave that night and lock the door. So you got to have policies and procedures, because that's the only way you can duplicate yourself, is if everybody understands what you want them to do. It's like McDonald's. They can train anyone to cook one of their hamburgers because they have all these policies and procedures in place. So it's going to take some work, because you're unique based on where you're located, based on your personality. Get that policies and procedures in place, and then start training your employees your way. And another objection I get a lot is, well, where do I get students from? All the years that we've been training tax preparers, we've never once advertised. Never in the newspaper, never TV, never. You know what we do? We contact our clients, because everybody knows somebody who needs a job. Especially now, 38 million unemployed people.
What's your opinion, Timur? What would you tell somebody if they come to you and ask you, hey, how do I grow my tax business?
I mean, I would go back to the earlier question about that tax school, because you need to train people to do taxes. Tax preparing is one of those businesses that, I can only work 12 hours a day, maybe 15 on a good day, right? And I can only see so many customers in those hours, right? And so if I really want to grow beyond me, I need other people.
Yeah.
And like Carlos said, policies and procedures, training, the education. Again, I'd advocate our software, the online piece, because I keep going back to the same concept. If you walk into your church and you say, hey, I do taxes, come my office to your taxes, you're only talking to half the congregation. The other half is thinking about going online to fileyourtaxes.com or some other online service. But if you say, hey, I have in office and online, you double the number of people that are thinking about your brand and your business. And then so if you have the capacity through the training and education, when they have questions, You're going to have some people going online. You're going to have people go into your office. You're going to convert the online people to in-office. If people leave your community or their taxes get simpler, they can go to your online. So you grow that brand and grow that affinity. I mean, I know Lopez Tax Service is iconic up in your area because of the advertising you do, but also that training and investing in the community you do it all the time. And that stuff pays off. I think that really is a big one.
That's right. And also, we're working with Timur's group to offer a do-it-yourself on our Lopez Tax Service site. And we're getting ready to put that together and launch it out. So that's another way to grow your business.
We have somebody saying, how about investing in a personal tax app? So not personal, business app. So should somebody create an app for their tax business? I know some softwares already come with an app that they could white label. Does ProTax Pro have that option, Timur?
So my advice to a tax preparer that wants to develop tax software is it's cheaper to buy than build. Because if you want to build your own tool, you have to make sure that tool is compliant with all of the rules. And the rules are the data has to be encrypted. You have to have those login processes that I talked about where you have the multi-factor on the phone, whether an authenticator apps to build that. You have to secure that data and make sure it stays in the United States. So you can't just use whatever free data storage site you find and connect into it through their tools they have. So if you talk to us, ProTax Pro, or for that matter, some of the other tax software companies out there too, we can tell you what we have to offer and we have to white label. I mean, one of our things is, I'm not sure if the question was about an app for their office or an app for people to do it yourself, but if the app's for your office, we have that. You can type in a taxpayer's email address or phone number, boom, a text goes out, email goes out. They're able to scan, upload documents with their phone. They're able to do a whole tax return or get all their personal information in so that you can do it. Vice versa, if you're talking about the do-it-yourself program, again, it's all mobile ready. You can go on your phone, file taxes, upload documents, all that sort of stuff. But I would be really cautious about building something without really engaging with the IRS and understanding what the rules and regulations are and the expectations of privacy and security, because that's just a quagmire that you'll get stuck in if you don't have the knowledge of privacy, security, and the computer programming.
That's good advice, Timur.
Yeah, so somebody has a comment on what you were saying a while ago, Mr. Lopez, about policies and procedures. They're saying if you're comparing it to McDonald's, if you want to open up a McDonald's, you need a lot of money to open one up. But for a tax business, little investment is needed. And this person, Florecita, she's saying she's currently transitioning to a tax school and tax resolution.
Yeah, that's the beauty about this business. It's not capital intensive. You're right. To open up a McDonald's, remember, McDonald's really isn't a hamburger franchise. It's a real estate franchise. What they do is they find the real estate and they lease it back to you. Then they give you the system of selling milkshakes and hamburgers. The tax business is based on the same thing. You need policies, procedures, but your capital outlay can be very inexpensive. When I first started in this business, I used to go to my clients' homes and I prepared them on their kitchen tables. Very inexpensive. I didn't have a laptop. I don't think laptops were even invented by then. So I used everything I did on paper. Then I went back and copied it. But it's a lot different now. But yeah, you probably could start one with a few $1,000s. I mean, get a nice computer, get a nice laptop, a nice printer. Make sure you get a good phone, and most importantly, make sure you get good training and a good backup, a good support system like our Ask a Tax Pro. We have an Ask a Tax Pro system, so when you get into a tough 1040 situation, you can call us. You can email us, and we'll answer.
That's one of the best features of the VIP membership, Carlos.
Thanks, Timur. Yeah, it's our most popular feature.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have you, Timur, or Mr. Lopez have heard if there's any more free money coming from the government? There's a rumor that another $1,200 might hit the banks pretty soon.
Well, I think the House passed it, right? And the Senate said it was dead on arrival. So I don't know who's in the politicking business, but your guess is as good as mine whether or not it makes it through.
Yeah, and the president already said he'll veto it as soon as he gets it. So
No.
they're gonna have to come up with something else. Well, or the most common sense thing, let's open up our economy. Come on.
Yeah.
Why are we haven't even seen the impact of the prior stimulus deals. Let's open the economy. Let's get back to business.
Let's get local businesses open. I agree.
Yeah, that's what we need to focus on.
Finally opening restaurants and retail in our community, and we're one of the 4 counties in California given authorization. So hopefully they do keep opening more things and letting there's so many people that want to work and want to make money. I mean, our taxes are going to be so complicated next year with all these people having all these different income sources because people are finding ways to work.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot more small businesses and a lot more of that. So I think it's tax repairs are in a good place, but write to your legislators and folks and encourage them to be smart, but open up.
Open up.
Yeah. Let people get back to work.
Yeah, back to work, man.
Cool. All right. This next question is for you, Mr. Lopez. When are you having your seminars? Are you even having them anymore?
Yes, we are having seminars, but we're going virtual. So check our website. We have a summer series coming up twice a week. We're going to have more available. Today's the last day of our corporation and partnership class. Yes, definitely. We're going to do more webinars more frequently. We have a pool of speakers now, and just keep an eye on our website. Keep an eye on your emails from us, and yeah, a lot of new things.
Yeah. The best way to get information from us for everybody watching is follow us on all social media channels, subscribe to our emails, and you'll always be up to date with what we're doing and what's going on with all this, with all these new tax law changes. Okay, that's all the questions we have at the moment. Timur, you want to say anything before we part ways to everybody watching?
No, I just want to thank everybody for signing in, and it's been great with the questions. I think one of the best things about this is being able to field real questions from real people, from Facebook. And the questions I think you went through, Alberto, were the questions that were submitted when folks registered for this this webinar. So, just like you can go to latinotaxpro.org to sign up. Also at protaxpro.com, we have sign up there, and you'll be kept informed of these future webinars. I think hopefully Carlos and I will be back soon to answer more questions and do this. So go to Latino Tax Pro and register, or protaxpro.com and register, and you'll be on our email list and get information when it comes out, like the tax forums today. I think you should also think about Tax Fest in December. That's a great conference that Latino Tax Pro puts on in Las Vegas. I'm one of the speakers. This year, we had tax reform a couple of years ago, and they changed 10% of what they changed in the coronavirus 1 bill. I mean, you can take $100,000 out of retirement. You have 3 years to pay it back or pay tax. Just some basic stuff like that. Fortunately, Tax Fest got moved to December. So hopefully we'll have most of the forms and regulations done, so you can actually really get educated. The tax forms in the summer are going to be great because they're going to push out a lot of good information. IRS always does a great job, but the forms won't be ready. In December for Tax Fest, the forms will be ready. I'll be talking about growing your tax business, meeting some security requirements and doing that. So come in December, but sign up on our website so you can get the information, stay informed, and go to protaxpro.com, set up a free demo account, and try it out. I mean, it's great software, easy to use, simple, low cost. So if you're starting your business, you're not going to spend thousands of dollars of software. You'll spend hundreds of dollars with us. It's a slam dunk for someone who wants to either grow their business, start a tax school and get more people in, or enter the business for themselves.
Perfect. Mr. Lopez, you have anything you want to let the people know? Any wise words for them?
Well, we're all in a tough situation right now. And, out of chaos comes opportunity. So if you see an opportunity here, go for it. It's going to be risky, but if you don't take a risk, you don't gain. So take a risk and go for it.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, Timur. Thank you, Mr. Lopez, for taking time out of your busy days to talk to our members. And thank you, everybody watching. If you like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know that you want more of these.
Yeah, thanks, Alberto.
All right, bye everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, Alberto. Thanks, Timur.
Cool. All
Thanks,
right.
Carlos.
See you guys.
Bye.